But speaking of a quarterback, moving on and having a plan or not having a plan, and this is a big head scratcher. Obviously, a team that's very close to us, with the Colts. So let me find this brand real quick. But Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz headed to DC, got traded to the Washington Commanders. The coach traded him.
That name stinks.
The first.
Somebody's gonna grow. It's gonna grow.
It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow in this, man. The football team stunk too. It's gonna grow in this. But they got their first quarterback in history now. The Commanders do with Carson Wentz. You look at the stats. I feel like it tells a story. 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. But we watched him play. We watched the team closely. Obviously, neither one of us thought he was the answer. I thought it was worth the shot. You trade the picks, you go out and get Carson. This is the coach, offensive coordinator who had him, when they went on that Super Bowl run. But now at this point, the head coach that drafted him, the OC that drafted him, has kind of given up on him. What was your initial thoughts? Because last night I was kind of talking to myself, and it all made sense of why they moved on. But with Russell being off the board, A-Rod being off the board, let me throw off my wish list real quick.
Yeah, man, I was just about to go get that. And you put this tweet out yesterday, and all I could do is just put my hand on my head. Like, if this the wish list, like I don't see Andrew Luck coming back. Like you said, Aaron Rodgers is gone. He's staying in Green Bay. Russell Wilson is in Denver. And if you putting your chips all to Jimmy G, good quarterback, but again, I feel as though that's a lateral move for if that's what you putting your chips all in.
Honestly,
I'm not ecstatic about that.
I understand that, and I would honestly about that. I would be with you, but honestly though, and truly, you don't feel like that's an upgrade from Carson, Jimmy G, even if it's a slight upgrade. Like
I'm not about to do all of that for a slight upgrade. I'm not doing that. Upgrade. Like, I'm not doing that, Darius.
And that was my wish list. All right, and it's only 2 left. It ain't too many options out here. So when you cut bait on Russell Wilson, what Seattle did, and that was kind of brewing and whatever. He don't want to play there no more. I don't know what the conversations were behind the scenes, but he got out of there. And now you do this with Carson Wentz. Now, wasn't the best quarterback in the world last year. Didn't make the playoffs. Those last 2 games, to me, we had a conversation about this as well. You were in the building for that Raiders game. Yep. I felt like that was way bigger than Carson Wentz. That was a team failure from the coach
no question.
Down. Yeah, no so question. From the coach down. And when I talk to people in the coach, and as far as players and things like that, Carson Wentz and leadership, those question marks wasn't really there, honestly. I think this was more so about him not. I think the play wasn't great, but once again, what are your alternatives? I think because you can't win. This is 6th year in a row where the coach's gonna be opening up the season with a new quarterback, so you're not winning that way. I would say, shit, you got Carson right now. You stuck with him for another year. Go get some more receivers. Get a couple tight ends. Like give him some weapons, and then evaluate it again. But I think this was more about him not getting vaccinated last season. And I think that's where because I keep hearing the buzzword leadership, but I literally talking to players like players on that team, and it's like, nah, dudes rock with him. Obviously, the play wasn't great, but so I think it was that. And
you really think it was on the vaccine? You think it's the vaccination?
1,000%. I mean, obviously the play weren't great as well, but once again, you going with Sam Ellinger? That's what we're gonna try out there. With these quarterbacks in the AFC, Sam Ellinger, like, what's our options right now? The draft saying that we don't even have a 1st round pick. The options aren't there in the draft. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers off the board. Luck been in the weight room for the last month in the facility, something we don't know about.
Man, I hope it's not the vaccination. I hope it's that Frank's still on the team. So this is what I'm getting at. This is where I'm kind of leaning towards, right? Now, I could be wrong. Frank stood on the table for this guy.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? 1,000%. Frank stood on the table for this guy. He went in with ballot. Mr. Irsay, and say, "Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy that I work with, and I know he can take us to that next level." Right?
Took him 2 overall.
This is the guy. And from the success that the Colts has had in the past, when you come down to it, you piss down your leg, as Coach 30 said. You piss down your leg to pass the last 2 games of the season, and the quarterback play wasn't good. And we talked about it before.
Agreed.
And we talked about it before, where it was like, okay, we talking about quarterback play, but we got to have a conversation with Frank at the end of the season as well. You know what I mean?
And they got read up.
I think this is where this came to. It's like, Frank, this is your guy. Like, we trusted in you, and you stood on the table for him, and he didn't come through. Like, we can talk about X, Y, and Z, but your guy didn't come through. We getting him out of here. The vaccination could be it, but I just think it ended up being at the end of the day when it counted on it, where we needed that quarterback.
But where are we going, AB?
I get that. I get that.
That's the thing with me, like, because I don't doubt, and I feel like Jim, we know Irsay, and I feel like Irsay has felt like for a long, like, hey, look, I don't have enough championships. I had Peyton for however many years. I had Luck for a few years. His career I cut short. You saw the tweet he put out, when the playoffs were still going on, about getting a quarterback like that, whatever. But they aren't out. Like, these cats ain't just falling from a tree. And this would have been Carson's second year in the system. And you know how I feel. I'm not a Carson Wentz fan, honestly, when it comes to quarterback play. But when you look at the landscape, it's like, I mean, sure, you look at Washington, they got better at quarterback, I think. You got Fitzpatrick and Heineke in there. I think maybe Heineke.
We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe.
But I agree with you 100%. Like, again, and I tweeted yesterday, the Colts must have something up their sleeve. They got to.
Man,
they have to have something up their sleeve. But then again, it's like, man, get him out of here, like, and that's what Chris did. Like, he got in Irsay, got him out of there. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, and obviously the things like that, it's always the saying in the locker room, act how you can afford to act, right? And the vaccine, I'm not saying that's 100% the reason, but you add that with his play, because Rodgers is immunized. Ain't nobody tripping about it. It's another top 6 quarterback that ain't vaccinated, but ain't nobody tripping about that because they playing lights out. So when that becomes once again, it goes back to the quote unquote leadership. Because remember, guys were missing games down the stretch and all this shit. And I think that rubbed Jim the wrong way. I don't want to speak for him, but I heard him speak about it late in the season and things like that. Play wasn't there, but I mean, you can have another whole off season. Once again, you got money to go out and get some weapons, to go out and get some more receivers, because didn't have the best receiver room. I think that would have been the route, unless, like you said, they got something better up their sleeves. You don't feel like Jimmy G's an upgrade. I mean, we got Jameis Winston, Jimmy G, Mitch Trubisky, who else out there? Tyrod Taylor. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess.
But again, man, this is, and I've said this before. I said this before. Everybody wants to have that Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Like, there's 32 teams in the league. Like, everybody can't have that quarterback. Everybody can't have that quarterback. So again, this is where your personnel have to do a great job in building a team, and hopefully you can get a quarterback to come in there. And I think that's what they thought they was getting with Carson, a quarterback that can come in there.
Had to take that chance, I think.
Yeah, you had to. Hopefully you got a quarterback that come in here and play lights out, maybe 9 games out the year, and 10 games out the year, and then some other games your defense wins it for you, or whatever the case may be. But you're not gonna have that quarterback like a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Even your young guy, Justin Herbert, or my guy Burrow, like, you know, those you're gonna have a few good. You're gonna have probably two handfuls of good quarterbacks in the league that can really get it done. After that, you're gonna have a team, a solid team around the quarterback play.
And you gotta have weapons around the quarterback too. Gotta have weapons. And once again, the Carson Wentz play, it was average. I would say average, but he took too many risks. It was just wild. When that you got that tight shot of the quarterback, and that throw goes down the field, and that camera pans with Wentz, you didn't know what the hell was going to be on the other side a lot. But once again, who you throwing to? What was the offense? But if you a bad man, it's a tweet from Zach Kiefer, you know, talking about it's not just 5 quarterbacks in 5 years. It will be 6 different week 1 starters dating back. I rolled out there with Scott Tozine in 2017, so they had a different one every year. Tozine in 2017, Andrew Luck in 2018, Jacoby Brissett 2019, Phillip Rivers 2020, Carson Wentz 2021, 2022. AB got to lay down $1,000 chip at the sports book. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts?
Shit, I'm a small man. I'm walking away from that table. Hey, give me my chips, man. I go on the roulette. Like, I'm not betting. I'm keeping my change. I'm keeping my change, man. It's tough. It's tough, D-Butt. I'm reading the comments as well, and you know, we see some Derek Carr out of Las Vegas. We see some.
If you Josh McDaniels, do you let him leave?
No, I don't.
Before you even you look at your division, you got Russ, Herbert, Mahomes. Do you let Derek Carr walk out your building and say, all right, let me get some more assets?
No, I don't.
I don't.
Because again, like we talking about here, okay, Derek Carr leaves, Marcus Mariota, I think I don't know if he's still on the contract there, but
I'm not sure either.
It's like, nah, I'm keeping Derek Carr. But, you know, if I'm the Colts, shit, I'm trying to figure something out. And again, like you said, we're not going to get a quarterback in the draft. So they have to have something up their sleeve. And to your point, even though I'm not in agreement with it, the Colts might be hollering at John Lynch and company out there in San Fran to bring Jimmy G in.
It's been reports.
But, you know, I'm not a fan of it. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that's really the only logical way you can go when you make this move.
That's why I would bet. That's why I bet on. It would be Jimmy G and Derek Carr. Me and you, if we're sitting in Josh McDaniels' chair, we're not letting Derek Carr leave that building. Especially not for the assets that the Colts will be able to trade for. And not even like you getting, you know, this year's first and another one. So Jimmy G makes the most sense right now.
Yeah.